Hello farmers, welcome back to Selendra, where today we're going to be focusing on mostly getting the hay production going. I want to see how much grass that we currently can get off the fields. One, to feed the horses, of course, and I want to get into putting some sheep down because the sheep are going to help us make some money that we're definitely going to be needing. I did borrow more money. We're up to $1.25 million on the loan. Yeah, I know it's a lot of money for a small map, but we got some plans here. We got some plans. I mean, we're not gonna make hand over fist of money on this map, of course, but it's all about just having fun and playing on a small map for a change. Anyways, like I said, we're at the store. We got our Fendt 718 up here because, like I said, I want to get into doing some grass work today. That's the next step. We're still in the month of August. We're gonna go to mowers, and then we're scrolling down, and we get the pottinger. I'm going with this set just in case in the future I want to put a butterfly mower on the back and I want to do it in a swath. It's a good option to have. I don't know have I used a pottinger set yet on FS22. I'm not sure if I have or haven't, but anyways, this is what we're going with. No options there. $13,500. We're going to go ahead and buy it right there. But while we're in the store, might as well buy everything that we need. So the next thing we need is a tedder to make grass and the hay. We're going with the pottinger again. This will be the perfect one to go in the back, 4.4 meter wide. So we can have the mower in the front, we have the tedder on the back, and instantly turn it into hay. But then the next thing we're going to need is a windrower, and just something kind of small. And I was looking at the, I don't even know how to pronounce this brand. Samazi? Sama? I have no idea. I haven't used this brand at all that I'm aware of. I think this will work. It might be actually kind of big for this, but wait, does that do it in a swath or does that come out the center? I see that board there. So is it gonna can I do it towards the center? We'll give it a try. Alright, that's what we're starting with. So that was $40,000. Lovely. Let's grab our Fendt and back on up here. Grab what we need first, which is the tedder. And then try to sneak behind the mower here. And there we go. Come back at the windrower later on. I'm not going to bother turning on beacons or anything like that because as far as I know, there's only one person here in Selendra. And they're up at the animal livestock market area. He sits out there and keeps eye on his, well, the animals, mostly. So, I think only about one grass field in the first episode. Am I correct on that? It's been a couple days for me, so, yeah, episode 1 has gone out, so seeing all the comments, it's been live for about 10 hours for me, so a lot of comments coming in. A lot of people seem to be liking the idea, but like a lot of people like, dude, you're not going to make any money. Yeah, it's going to be rough. It's definitely going to be rough. Let me go into the page just to remind me what did I buy here for farmland? Yeah, I only bought field 46. We're gonna be buying more land today. How much is land 45? All right, 10,000. Let's go ahead and buy that. We're gonna need it. And lot 44 for 21,000. Yep, we're gonna buy that too. There we go. Now we got all these grass fields right here. So let's go ahead and let's get started. Turn on the mower. Let's unfold the tedder. Sorry, yeah, the tedder. Lower that as well. Flip that right on. Shouldn't have any problems making lovely, lovely hay. So yeah, I do have some plans. I want to get the sheep going today because, like I said, the horses, for what I'm trying to do with the horses and do training on them, but we're not going to make any money on the horses for a couple of years, so that's going to be kind of rough. The sheep, if we get them started here, that pen's going to be able to hold 195 sheep, so I'm not going to buy all 195, probably get like 20 or 30, let them reproduce, and of course they're going to make wool, and what we're going to do is we are going to buy the spinnery, so we can have the spinnery produce fabric and get money that way. And I think we're also going to be buying the sawmill. I do have the Platinum Edition on this series, so what we can do is get ourselves the yarder. Now, I can't use the yarder that I had on Silver Run because that is over 200 horsepower. So I have to get the one that goes on the back or on the front of the tractor for, I think that there's a 3-point linkage kind of a setup, kind of a deal. So we can cut down trees and bring it to the sawmill, probably by the sawmill too. It's not that expensive. And we'll be making planks, and we can buy the outskirts of Selendra for nothing. So all the trees you see on the outskirts we can go ahead and buy. And I can replant trees as well because I do have the mod for hand planting trees. So we'll probably get into that and get some lodgepole pines planted because that seems to be the best way to go. And I think that's the way we're going to make money on this series. Like I said, the horses aren't going to make us much money for a couple of years. Everything basically we harvest is going into just feeding the animals. It's going to be nothing but planting of oats, sorghum, and grass, and that's about it. So I'm trying to figure out if I want to make this side of Selendra like grass fields only, and the other side where the bigger fields are oats and sorghum, and just have, you know, like my harvester down there and have all the grass stuff here. We can do something like that. But like I said, I'm trying to take it one episode at a time, seeing what you guys' feedback is. Got a lot of good feedback in episode 1. I really appreciate that. A couple people even commented on the area that we're currently farming in. One person did say that Fendt is not really a tractor that they use in that area. They kind of use a Deutz-Fahr mostly. So I went on the Mod Hub and I found an open cab Deutz-Fahr that we might go ahead and use here. 2 tractors is all we really need, and of course we're going to have our lovely telehandler to go ahead and do everything else. Workers, I don't see myself using workers here because, let's face it, the fields are so small, it's not going to be worth having Francine, Frank Jr. Yeah, I can't see myself having any workers here. This series here is just, you know, small maps is something, as you know, I've never really been on. I've been looking for a small map for a long time, just never really one that fit me. And when I saw this one, I'm not going to say I thought right off that it fit me. I just said, you know what, we're just going to give it a go. Because sometimes you don't know until you try. And after episode 1, I was feeling it. I was like, yeah, I'm liking this already. Small fields, a big loan. Let's face it, we always take loan. But the series really isn't about the money, even though I am going to focus on it like I always do. But it's not, you know, if we need money, I'm just going to bore it and be like, whatever. But the sawmill and the spinnery, I think, is what's going to bring in the cash here. Eventually, the horses will bring in some cash, but really the training facility production mod doesn't benefit that much. But it is something. And it's basically just trying things out, getting away from the bigger maps for a while. Especially when you're a single player, like on East Vineland, a lot of off-camera work goes in, because when I work a field, let's face it, it could take me an hour to turn a field over, and I do a lot of jump cuts. Here, we're not really going to need to do a lot of that, so it saves me a little bit of time, and just have some fun on a smaller map and use smaller equipment that I don't really ever get around to using. The question is, though, can we make enough money in a month, 1 day per month still, to offset the cost of the loan interest that we're going to have? So it's going to be like a couple thousand. But I mean, the first couple months we're here, that's just going to be something that we're going to have to eat, meaning I'm not going to have any income. It's going to take a while for the sheep to bring in the money for the wool. But we can get right into doing sawmill work. So, but even then, when I bring logs into the sawmill, because we're going to buy it, it's going to take a while to produce planks. I'm not too familiar with the sawmill yet. I think it's just going to make planks only. I don't know. Because there is a plank sell point or buy point on this map. So I'm just thinking it's going to make planks only. But we're going to get ourselves a yarder. So that's going to basically, I just have to buy a chainsaw, have ourselves a yarder. And, I mean, the yarder should have no problem, being such a small map, being able to reach almost everywhere in the map. So no auto loader, but we'll be using a yarder. So the one thing I was kind of wondering, having sheep and horses, do we have enough grass here to maintain those animals. And the good thing about grass is, as we know, if we do it right, you can get about 3 harvests in per year. So I think, we're going to start off with these 3 grass fields. I'm probably going to merge them. All these fields, grass fields, I think need to be plowed, but we're going to wait until the end of the season before we plow it. Just because if I plow it now and then reseed it, it's going to take an extra month to grow, and we're already in the month of August. And so next time we'll be harvesting is what, November? September, October, yeah, it'll be November. So, I mean, even if I did it now, plowed it, replanted it, it might be ready in December, but I don't know. I don't want to do that because if December rolls around and we wake up and there's snow on the ground, that's just going to make life not great. Yeah, this setup right here is working rather well. I mean, there'll be occasional times on this Let's Play that I may do a jump cut. Because, I mean, even like mowing this small field here, yeah, the fields are small, but now we're going smaller equipment again. Or I don't say again, but smaller equipment. So it's going to take me a little while to do it, so I don't want you to watch me mow for like 10 straight minutes. So we might do jump cuts here and there, but since it's the beginning of the series, now we're just going to go ahead and mow forward. I was going to say plow forward, but we're not plowing, we're mowing. So right now, basically with all these fields, I'm just trying to get a hand on and an idea of what the yield is on these fields and how well we're going to be doing. In the future, we could have a bale shed because we're going to be doing a lot of hay and a lot of, well, I'm going to keep some straw. The sheep don't need straw, the horses do. But I don't think the horses need that much straw. Now, the one thing that could help us out is I do have the animal grazing mod. It's not going to matter for the horses because the horses require hay. So they're not going to eat the grass in the field. The sheep will, because the sheep pen we're putting down, they require hay or grass. So they may eat the grass that's in their little field. So they'll help us reduce what we need a little bit. Yeah, so these 2 grass fields here are probably merged together. Let me go ahead and turn the mower off here. I don't want to be mowing across the road. And then, of course, we got this grass field right here. Now, we're going to buy another field today as well. And like I said, we're just going to go ahead and buy the spinnery, buy the sawmill. These are things that we're going to need here. And of course, I can't go ham on production buildings because there just isn't the room here. Now, the one thing, I don't know if I showed it in episode 1 or not, but there is a decent sized forest area. Now, let me go ahead and get the, let me go on the map here. So if you go on down this road here, this is all forest area, but this is rough terrain. You're not going to get down here with a truck and an auto-loading trailer, I don't think. That is for basically small equipment, so just keep that in mind. I'll probably bring you down there once we get things situated here. It's going to take us about 3 or 4 episodes, I think, to get things situated around here. And so right now, basically on the channel, of course, we got East Vineland going, and now we got this series going. East Vineland is going to be on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, like it has been recently. And I think Selendra is going to be on Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, kind of a thing. So 3 episodes per. Yeah, I think the windrower I got might be perfect size for this. I mean, I guess I could have a worker once in a while, so like when I windrow the grass, I could use my other tractor, which we haven't bought yet, and I could have Frank Jr., whoever decides to get into the tractor, which would probably be the Fent running the baler. They could run the baler and just follow me around. I don't even have Horseplay even active on this series because, let's be honest, I really don't need Horseplay for small fields. So a few of the things that we need to do on the series is Some people have requested to do rolling. Financially, I don't think rolling really pays off for itself, but since you guys want to see it, we'll look into it. The other thing I need to check also, apparently when I bought the telehandler, I did not put the correct tires on there. We're going with the BK tires, whatever those are. So I need to go ahead and change those on over. So let's go ahead and scooch in here. I need to do a little bit of landscaping, get the road to meet out with that one here. Let me go ahead and fold this on up here. So I did have a quick look at contracts, and yeah, they don't pay diddly on this map, as you would think, because the fields aren't that big. There was like a fertilizing contract for like $100. Yeah, so nothing is going to pay off well for contracts. So it won't be doing, I don't think we'll be touching those at all. Let's go ahead and just go out this way, I think. Let's go get our windrower. Actually, let me speed up time a little bit because I want to see the horses' stats change. And I'm kind of curious to see if I'm going to get manure from the horses. We did put straw in there, so I'll be interested to see if we get any manure out of them at all. The sheep, as we know, we don't. At least the pasture I'm going to use, we don't. I could put down beehives somewhere and let them bring in some money, so I may do that in the future. Kind of like what we're doing on East Violin. Put down a whole bunch of beehives and just let them produce the honey and just go ahead and sell the honey straight up. I might even put down the self-marketing, although there's not people walking around the streets here or anything, so I don't know who I'm selling to. But with self-marketing, we'll get a little bit more money out of it, at least. And of course, with anytime we see some cheese, we'll pick it on up. There's 12 total. I think we picked up 2. I'm not going to go around and pick up the cheese. I'm not going to go looking for the cheese. If I just come across it, then I'll pick it on up. But they're only worth 1,000. But at this point, I'll take it. All right. So I think this goes right into the center. Okay, good. It's not. I don't mind the ones that windrow it to like one side or the other. It's just that I'm not used to it. I just rather to spit it right on down the center and be done with it. Yep, this is a good working width, I think, for the fields that we have. And I am going to leave the little rows with all the divots and all that into it for now, unless it really starts to get on my nerves or I tip things over. It's a possibility you probably could if you're going too fast. You hit one of those dips kind of hard. May roll you over, I suppose. But this is what I wanted to see. I want to see how much hay we're going to get off these 3 fields alone. See how much the horses take. This is going to be 40% of the horses' health. We got some oats in there for them. But right now we only got 6 horses in there, and that can hold 16. But for now, until I get a baseline and an understanding of how much they require per year, yeah, we're just going to go kind of slow to begin with on the horses. I mean, we could do chickens as well, but I want to wait and see. I think we got enough field size here to maintain horses and sheep. And if we do, then we can always go in and get ourselves some chickens to make some eggs, and we can always plant down wheat, barley. Actually, they would take sorghum as well. Depending on what chicken coop I put down. Like if I use the one from East Vineland, I can probably put that one down, and we could even use oats. So currently we just barely went over the $1 million threshold I didn't want to go over. Because now the loan is $1.25 million. So since we got less than $250,000, we got over the $1 million. But we still got a lot more to do. We got to buy a little bit more land. Land is not expensive. But we got to put down the sheep pasture. We got to buy, we don't have a seed drill yet. We don't have fertilizer, lime spreader we're going to need. And I think we're going to need more fields with oats in them at some point. And probably a baling trailer might be something I'm going to need. We'll see how many bales we get off this field here. I didn't check to see. Well, the field can't be that well because I think it needs to be plowed. So is that a negative 10, 15% somewhere in there? Something like that. I don't know if it was well fertilized, any of that kind of stuff. So I may not get a true reading of how much hay I can get off this field. But I think it'll be good enough. Yeah, so definitely I think the fence 7, is it 718? I want to make sure I get the model number right, try to remember it. 718 is going to be the main tractor that we use. But since someone said Deutz-Fahr is very well known for this area, as long as Ursa, John Deere, and New Holland. Although I'm going to try to stay away from New Holland because I got a comment not long ago that they would like to see a series without New Holland equipment because I use it all the time. I don't want to say I use it. I don't think I use it all the time. I started thinking about the series I have done. I have used New Holland, but I mean, half of No Man's Land, I had the New Holland T6 and Combine. But then we swapped out the T6 for a Kubota, and then we changed the... Almost forgot where I was going. We changed out the New Holland Combine for a Class. And even on East Violent, I didn't get a New Holland tractor until halfway through the series so far. But yeah, I'm going to try to stay away from New Holland on this series. Try to use a little bit more of the European brands or just tractors I haven't used yet. I did use the Deutz-Fahr though on No Man's Land. Alright, so there is that. Let's see. Now we need the baler. Which I left over here in our only oat field. Well, the oat field that we harvested, but we did buy the other 2 oat fields right next to it. I don't know if we'll get to that today or not. This is all about the hay making and getting some sheep, and then may as well just buy the spinnery right off in the sawmill. No sense of waiting for us to do something with it. It's going to be something that's going to help us bring in some cash. Should be taking it kind of easy over these bumps, but I'm not. Alright, let me just double check on the bale size, make sure we're... I think 180 is the biggest this one makes. Yep, so we are on 180. First bale might be straw, and that's fine. And just like that, we got our first bale. And it actually came out as a hay bale, even though that was like 90%. Oh, I got to turn on the automatic dropping. Even though that was like 90% or 95%. Straw came out as a hay bale. So can I get 5 bales? Let me say 6. I really don't want to count that first one. I'm hoping to get, because that one happened really quick. Hopefully we get like 6 bales in total then. Another 5 is what I'm looking for. And I think we should be able to do that since I'm already getting 1. So if we do produce enough hay, once I get an idea how much hay we're going through, Say we got a good stockpile of hay bales going. Since we got ourselves a wrapper, and now we got ourselves a windrower, we can just cut the grass and then leave it as grass and make silage bales and sell it that way. So I'm not going to be having cows here. That would be just asking too much. Horses are the main focus. Sheep are to help us make cash. And also chickens, possibly. Once we get an idea if we got enough area to farm here. Which I think we do. Well, I think 6 bales in total are in reach. So that first one, as you know, we got really quick. And I made 3 total on the other side of the horse barn there. There's already one here. And I should be able to get another one, I think, with the last couple of rows that we got here. At least I'm hoping we're going to get it. I was confident that I was going to get it. Yeah, we should. We should. Now, there is a decent-sized grass field down by the forest area that we could always purchase and cut grass in as well. But if I do buy that one, I'm probably thinking I'm going to be planting oats or something like that into it. Alright, and I believe that is all of the hay that we just have made. So we got 2 bales there. Got 1 there. And then we do have 3 down here. So 6 in total. And what are hay bales on this map? 9,000 liters. Alright, so that's not too bad. I think between the sheep and the horses that we're going to have, we should be able to sustain them for at least a year or 2. But the production should be better in the future because these fields will be plowed, limed. And what do they need to be? Yeah, they need to be limed and plowed. So we lost a pretty good amount of yield off the fields. But overall, I don't think not too bad. All right, actually, I'm not done with the baler. Need to bring it on up here because we do have some oats that we need to harvest. Probably do that next episode. Like I said, this first month is going to be like 3... Probably just 3 episodes now, it looks like. Let me go ahead and drop that off there. And let me go ahead and just park the Fendt right there right now. So we do own these fields, correct? I think I did buy them. Yep, we did. Let's go into farmlands. So in this field right here, number 2, that is sorghum, which our horses could use. But we're going to buy that. Now, we get that whole lot of land there. This used to be a farm. I deleted the house that was there. But we're going to go ahead and buy it for $28,000. All right, now, when I was looking at it and I saw that, I'm like, can I fit my sheep pen on this property? What I might actually have to do is delete things that are here. So let's go into the store, construction, spin myself around, demolish. Let's demolish that. I do like the looks of that old fence, but we're going to go ahead and get rid of it. The sheds there, let me see. Do I got room for the sheep? Is this the one? It is $77,000, so it is kind of expensive. But at 195 sheep, they're going to be spitting out the wool. I don't want to interfere with that grass field that's there, but I may have to. I don't own that yet, so... Wait, it's going to let me put it there? I don't own that field. Ooh, that is interesting. Alright, I don't want to cheese the system that much. That field we don't own, but it would actually allow me to put it... See, if I were to spin it this way, Yeah, it wouldn't let me do it. But if I spin it this way, interesting. Yeah, let me go ahead and let me go back into demolish here. And we'll get rid of those old fences. Well, let's get off demolish and nope. Let me go into production. There we go. How much can I get for those? $1,000. Well, we'll sell them. They're just going to be in the way. I may put it down to shit over here in the future for bales or something like that. But right now, they're just kind of in the way. Okay, back to animals. The sheep. And 195. All right, this looks a little bit better. Stop spazzing out on me, please. Where are they going to spawn is the question. So I think I'm trying to remember the bale. Why is it flickering over there? Stop doing that. If I stop it. I'm trying to leave room to get around the field. Stop it. It's going to place it where I don't want it. You watch. It's going to stay there. I'm going to click on it. And it's going to jump over. I'm not sure why it's doing that. Well, I'm surprised it let me put it there. I don't know if I actually own that property or not. I think I got to drop off the animals here. Where is the trigger? But the wool should spawn over here, which is fine. And we are going to put another fence around this, because I know when I did it on Silver Run, people like, you got to put a fence around it, the sheep can wander off. But I think I'm going to leave it open on this one. I'm going to trust the sheep since it's a small map. They're not going to wander anywhere. Let's leave that open. Where is that trigger to turn that off? It's got to be either here or here. There it is. So we got that turned off. Now, with the grazing mod, they should graze from the grass here. But if they don't, I just got to re-texture the ground as a meadow grass. And the sheep should be pulling the grass from this field here. But we need sheep. And I'm going to have to, I think, let me turn on the icon so I know exactly where they got to be. Interactive zone markers. Yeah, we know where the feed goes. And my guess is the sheep need to go right here. But with no fence here, I can drive around this way if I have to. But I think I got enough room to get around our sorghum for now. Let's jump into our tractor. Now we have to go grab our animal trailer. Let's get the sheep in there. And we'll go see Earl. I think we'll call him Earl. Whoa, did a little bit of a jump there. Yeah. Oh, there is a fence here. But there is a gate. We'll feed the horses and the sheep in just a moment. Of course, we don't have any sheep yet. I don't know if I can go this way or not, but let's go around an area that I haven't been to. So we do have a place to sell stones up here, and I think this is mostly where some of our selling points are going to be. But I don't think we're going to be selling any grain anyways. Let's loop around here, the fuel station that you know of. And then, of course, we got Main Street. That's how you get to the store. But we need to go to the livestock market. Which is up this way. And since there's no crop in the field, I'm going to drive across it just to make it a little bit easier. And the only person I've seen on this map currently is sitting on the bench over here. Let's go over and say hello to Earl. Unless there's a special name for the livestock market. Meaning, does it have a special name? This is Animal Dealer. Hey Earl, how's it going today? Everything alright? Alright, let me go buy some sheep. All right, so sheep. Mature sheep, or I think we'll go with mature sheep. That way they can start reproducing. I think we'll go with the Swiss. These mature? Yes, they are mature. Unlike me. How many can I fit in my trailer? I don't remember. Can I buy 13? For $6,355? I can fit 13. Alright. So maybe start with 26 sheep. Make another trip and buy another set of sheep. Maybe we'll have 2 different types of sheep. Let's get these sheep in there. Now I'm not going to feed the sheep right off. I want to be kind of curious. I'm going to speed up time once we get them in there and see if they actually draw grass in from the little meadow that they have. Let's see. How do we get to that little space over there? There's another grass field here, but then again, we can create grass fields anywhere. I think we got enough hay currently. Let's sneak into here. Hopefully I'm in the trigger. I think so. And then 13, move to husbandry. Yes. Watch out for our crop. And there we go. Alright, you guys need to start producing wool. I know you don't have any food in here just yet. Oh, hello. So let me speed up some time here. And I think every 15 minutes it should recalculate what's going on with the sheep. Alright, I don't see where they've taken any grass in. So if I do what I did on Silver Run, let me go into landscaping and then plants, and then we want meadow grass. Alright, you guys got meadow grass. Let's fast forward it again. Alright, so right now I don't think they're taking any grass. Oh, never mind. They did. They did. If you look at the food now, it says 2,000 liters. So that mod is working for this pen. I thought it would because it worked on Silver Run. So that will kind of help us out little by little. So that's all good. Alright, let's go back on down to the animal dealership. I hate calling it dealership. It should be like livestock market. We're going to get 13 different types of sheep. No, 13 of a different type of not 13 completely all different. You know what I'm saying. So since we have a Swiss black brown, we might as well get some of the whites. Maybe the Steinschaft. We'll get those. And of course we'll get 13 of them. Go ahead and buy them. Yep, same price. All right. Oh, thanks, Earl. The sheep will be happy in just a moment, and so will we once we start producing, or they start producing some wool. But our money is dropping again down to 130, and it's going to drop a lot more in just a second. Well, maybe 30 seconds. And move them over to the husbandry. Perfect. And I destroyed some of my crop. Probably just lost $40 worth. There we go. So we're just going to depend on these sheep to breed and reproduce. Eventually we'll have 195 sheep in here. I think we're going to be fine on the hay. Fingers crossed. We shall see here. We'll let them do what they do. Alright, so we are done with the animal trailer. Let's put that away, but now let's go grab our telehandler. We need to go give some hay to the horses. And I might as well bring one over to the sheep just to be sure. But overall, I think they're going to be just fine. And like I said, though, the horses won't be able to use that mod. At least they shouldn't be able to. Because horses want hay. The sheep can take grass. So, yeah, they're not. The horses are not going to be able to take grass out of the field. Now, if I may have to get rid of this fence. Now we can always make it work, maybe. But if the horse stable I put down, if the horse required grass or hay, they would take it from there. Well, they believe the one we put down, they just want just hay only. Alright, so one thing I probably should do down here, not that the store is too far away from here. Did I activate that? The little toolbox. I did. $750 for this little bit of a toolbox, huh? Let's go ahead and just put it right here, I guess, along with everything else. It'll be out of the way. Our little electric telehandler. Let's go into here. Because apparently I put the wrong tires on it. Yep, Trelleborgs. BKT tires. No additional charge for that, so I appreciate that. Customize. Okay, let's grab that. That does sound a little weird. It's going to be, you know, hard to get used to for me for a little while. Yeah, it's not much of a speed demon, but it doesn't need to be. Nope, wrong button. Let me widen the tongs on that pallet fork. That has no problem at all picking up 2 bales at a time. So, do I really need a trailer to bring bales around? I mean, trailers are not that expensive, but they'll just take up space. I can save myself maybe, let's say, $9,000 if that's what it is. And if it's only 6 bales currently, I'm thinking once we get the fields up to 100%, you know, I may get 8 bales, maybe? I don't know. Alright, let's get a bale and feed it to the horses. Oh, there's no... I don't think there's a gate on that side. I don't want to take down too much of the old fence. We've been deleting a lot of it. I want to keep it on up. Now, also one thing I want to be careful of, the way the feed troughs work in 22, I wish there was a way to cap off how much you can put in each one. So like the horses, it's like 60% requirement of oats for horses and 40% for hay. But if you put, I could just fill it nothing but hay and not have enough room for oats. So I wish they would leave, somehow leave room for that to happen, to where, you know, you can't put too much of one in. Is that going to take it, or am I going to have to shred? Never mind, it took it. All All right, so let me go into the animals. Horses. All right, so total capacity, as you can see, is already way up here. I think base food, I need to leave it. So I think one bale at a time would be good, and the rest should be like base food of oats and sorghum. So there's that, and then of course the health is going to go up slowly on the sheep, but I think we should put another bale, or at least one bale in there for the sheep. And then we can see how long it's going to last. But obviously we only got 26 sheep. And eventually we're going to have like 195 in there. Worst comes to worst, if the sheep get to be too much, we can't handle that many sheep, we'll just sell them. We'll sell the mature ones to get some money for them. Oh good, this telehandler does have a hitch on the back. So if I do get a field far away where I got bales to pick up and want to bring them back to the farm, we could always get ourselves a trailer. Make sure I get the right trailer for it though. Hitch it on up. On this series here, I don't see myself using an autoloader like I do in most of my other series. Because in the other series, let's just face it, when you're picking up 100 bales, that would take quite a long time. And we're trying to make a video. Yeah, it's hard to get it all crunched in. But on this series here, I think try to stay away from auto-loading stuff. We'll see how it goes. It's fun, though, starting off on a new series like always. But I'm spending money a lot, like I always do. But it's going to be hard to... I mean, we'll make a profit. It's just going to, it'll be like forever before we get any money back on it, to pay off the loan. But overall, we'll make a profit. I'm not concerned about that. But as for how long before you pay off the loan, a long time. But also take consideration with smaller fields, I'm going to go through the work a lot quicker. I'm not going to be doing contracts, no off-camera stuff, basically. So the seasons are going to go by relatively quickly. So once the sheep start producing wool, and I bring that over to the spinnery, we're going to be, the fabric sales are going to be going off pretty good. The sawmill will do that as needed. So like in the wintertime, we may have, an episode or two of just doing some sawmill stuff. But I'm hoping $1.25 million is enough. Right now, we are going to buy the sawmill and the spinnery. And eventually, and in a couple years, we're going to be buying the training facility, which is like $100,000. So that's going to be an expense. I got one more bale to pick up, so I need to park this right here for now. All right, let's run over to here to the sawmill, which is not far from us. This is where we can sell the bales as well, so it's not too far from the farm if I ever do silage bales. But the sawmill is right here. $60,000, so that's not too bad. And yes, I do have the factory's upgrade, so if you ever want to... Oh, piece of cheese. And yes, I'm keeping that money. Because we're going to need it. Oh, wow, so the money is going down rather quickly again. But it's not that bad. Spinnery, I know, is $40,000. But there's still some things we need to buy at the store. Not currently, but we're going to need them. But I want to get these expenses out of the way so I can kind of figure out our loan. So, yeah, it's going to be a little bit more, obviously. But we got to start here, and we're figuring it all out. So what I want to come in here, because I don't really know the prices, rollers. Definitely not that one. What's the working width of that? 12.3 meters. Well, we could easily do that, but we don't need it currently. But that is $40,000, which is already more than what I got. So you guys want me to roll the fields? Well, I got a couple people. Well, one person made a comment. Yes, roll the field, and it's already got a couple thumbs up on it. So we'll probably be rolling the fields. But at 12.3 meters wide, it's not going to take us too long to roll the fields. I just don't see that being beneficial. I got a lot of farms out where I live, and I've asked farmers when I do travel for work. So I talked to a lot of farmers, and I haven't talked to one farmer yet up here where I live where they roll the fields. So it's just yeah, it's just something that's not done where I am. Grass, where's grass? The grass care. There we go, grass care. And that roller is 26,000. Now the good thing with this is this will give me a stage of fertilization, I do believe. But we don't need that currently, and I can definitely do that. Okay, so those are too expensive. The next thing I am going to buy today, should I wait for it? Yeah, maybe I'll wait for it because you never know what's going to come up for sale. Where's forestry equipment? So the one thing, yeah, so when I thought about it, I'm like, we got a lot of forest here. Why don't I just use the yarder that I used before? Unfortunately, that's 225 horsepower, which is over the one restriction I do have in this Let's Play. Nothing over 200 horsepower. So can't use that. So we're going to have to use this right here. And this requires a tractor of 110 to 200 horsepower, which we do have. Actually, does it have its own motor, or is that what it requires on the tractor? I didn't use this one on Silver Run. I use this one. This one here runs on its own. (110 horsepower). So that's what it requires. Why does it say 110 to 200? So, I mean, if this has its own motor, then it doesn't really matter. But it needs to be attached to the tractor anyways. I don't think I can put it down because it needs a PTO shaft to run it. So it's not like the other one where you can just attach it and leave it there and now run. So, but I mean, if we're doing logging, I can't be doing much of anything else anyways. This is 38,000. Yeah, we're going to be borrowing more money. So, 1.25 million, might be 1.5 million before we're done here. But, yeah, I think we got a lot done today. One more episode in the day here. Let me put the time speed back up. We got to harvest our oat fields, make some straw. We're keeping the straw. We're keeping all the hay that we currently have to get an idea. Get a stockpile going, and once we get a good stockpile going, if we got enough, then we'll start selling some of the bales over here. But let me come into here. I was going to check on... yeah, let me deactivate that. We're not going to get into... I was going to say we're not getting into cotton, but the open air gardens, I can grow cotton in there, but I'm going to need like a water tanker, possibly manure, or some kind of fertilizer. The sawmill makes planks and wood chips only, so that's fine. But we'll deactivate that for now. But yeah, since we can buy the whole outskirt of the map for nothing, that's what we'll probably do. I'm not going to charge myself extra. That's the way the map comes, so we'll just get the outside land for free, and all the trees on the outside are free. And eventually, I don't know if you've ever seen it before, but what we can do to replant trees is that under tools? Do I have that even activated? I don't have it activated, so I don't know what it'd be under. Is it under container? I may not have the mod activated, but it's a little bin that you'll see that has a shovel, and basically you can go hand plant. So I don't need any planter that is going to require it. It'll take a while to plant the trees, but I don't think we're not really here to log. We're here. That's just there to help us make some cash. But anyways, the horses should be all set and going. They should be nice and healthy by the end of the day. The sheep are doing fine and should be doing fine. But now we just got to go ahead and harvest some more oats, get that into the feed trough for the horses. And then we'll probably fast forward into the month of September and get to work on some other things. And hopefully the sheep start producing some wool for us. But that's going to do it for today, guys. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the episode. I do appreciate you watching as always. I'll catch you again right here in Selendra. But until then, have a good one.